Welcome back to the Pineal Room. I'm your Urban Eco Master. Yes. Alright. So in this video, I want to talk about horizontal gene transfer. Alright? And I'm going to link horizontal gene transfer, which is it is more described as a genetic event. Alright? So I want to link horizontal gene transfer to the gut microbiota and the link to what is called neurological degenerative diseases or neurodegenerative diseases, otherwise called NDD. Now, why is this video important? It is important because 12 million people in the US will have NDD by 2030. In the same respect, 90,000 Jamaicans will suffer from NDD by 2030. And this is only possible if we continue to eat the way we are eating, if we continue to live the lifestyle, and if we continue to perpetuate the same old thinking, chain of thoughts. Because horizontal gene transfer is influenced by your environment, which holds your food, your way of life, and your thought process. Okay? So, horizontal gene transfer is, I'm really taking you back to biology. Alright? But majority of you might hear the words horizontal gene transfer for the first time. So let us just talk about these three terms. Horizontal, of course, we look at the horizon where the sky and the ocean seems to meet. That's the horizon. So we can look at horizontal in that sense as well. You see, so is this transfer horizontal? Gene has to do with your genetics, right? Your chromosome contain what is called genes, and the genes carry traits, phenotypic traits and genotypic traits, all right, of how the offspring will look. And then there is this transfer, and that word in of itself should tell you, you know, one place to another, one thing to another, one organism to another. So the word itself is saying this is an horizontal transfer of genes from one organism to the next organism. Alright, so this is what horizontal gene transfer really entails. Alright, now on this biological cellular level, what is it? Alright, so when we talk about horizontal gene transfer, we must now target one specific area in the body, and it is the gut. So we're going to link the function of the gut to your brain function. So it's gut-brain function. This is responsible for things like ALS, schizophrenia, and all these other things. I know TikTok like to censor my video when I link these things, but the people must learn. So the gut has what is called a microbiome. It also has what is called a virome. Okay? The gut is built by bacteria and viruses. Okay? And these are healthy, natural organisms. They evolve from the bacteria world, which is coming from the mineral world. And the mineral world is coming from the quantum world. Alright? So as I say this, I must say, you know, what should I say? Rising power to one of our great elders and master teacher who recently passed. Alright? Now, back to the lesson. The gut has what is called a microbiome, which is the secret to your health and your spiritual ascension. Your gut genetics will be the very important place that will cause you to either ascend or descend, evolve or devolve. Okay? Now, horizontal gene transfer is unique to your gut, but it happens all over your body. What I'm saying is that inside your gut, you have microorganisms, and this is a healthy gut. In a healthy gut, you have microorganisms, virus, and bacteria that are there exclusively to pass genes from itself to the human, and from the human to the bacteria or the virus. So there is this horizontal gene transfer that takes place at that level, okay? At the microbiome level. The genes in the bacteria exchange with the human genetic, or the human genome, sorry. And vice versa. RNAs exchange with the bacteria. This is a very unique and tight communication. It allows the organism to maintain what is called a organic epigenetic pathway. An epigenetic pathway are mechanisms or processes that result in a product, all right, from the genome to the phenome. So the epigenetic lead to phenomic expressions, features that you can see at the physiological level, the physical level, as well as the morphological level, okay? This is epigenetics. What pathway will lead to respiration? What pathway will lead to melanin production? What pathway will lead to maintenance of the blood? These are all mechanisms. Mechanistic pathways are called epigenetic pathways because they are controlled at the chromosomal level by specific genes. Okay? Now, with this understanding in genetics, especially the field of epigenetics, the conversation now becomes very important. Who are these microorganisms of the microbiome? Okay, so we are going to look now at the bacteria and the virus, because these are the guys with very important DNA, genes, that you exchange with the human genome. And this exchange can lead to evolution or ascension. And if they are unfavorable, they can lead to descension and devolution, de-evolution, right? Now, look at this now. If the microbiome is hijacked, that means there are microorganisms inside your gut from different places, sources. For example, animals, domesticated animals, animals that have been genetically modified, animals that have been hybridized. This is where it becomes very important, because in biology, we learn that whenever the egg cell and the sperm cell comes together, the nuclei from both the egg and the sperm fuses. And when this happens, neutrinos are released, muons are released, and these are energy releasing species, and they are used to carry out the fertilization process, which is the fusion of the egg. But these energies, these nuclear energies, also used to carry out and to support microbial activities. Okay? So, we're saying there is this case where genetically modified foods have also interrupted the gut microbiota, because these crops tend to carry the transgene as well as contaminants such as glyphosate and atrazine and all other insecticides and herbicides, which tend to regenerate, or I should say degenerate, the gut microbiota. As a result, this can trigger false epigenetic pathways, and these can have consequences such as creating cytokine storms, oxidative stress, which can lead to things like schizophrenia, ALS, and multiple neurological degenerative disorder, NDD. It's time to shift.